Because none of the comparisons that I get are like bad per se, but I just think they're lazy. But I will tell you about a review that I read the other day, and it said the last person to rhyme dance with romance was Krista Berg, and there's a reason why it hasn't been used since. It didn't work for him then, it doesn't work for Rob Lynch now. I thought it was absolutely brilliant, I loved it. So I didn't even think about it. It made sense in the song, it wasn't that I was just trying to find a rhyme. But yeah, so Krista Berg, that's my least favourite comparison so far. I have released my debut album, been on multiple tours, and I moved flat as well. So it's positive times. It's like a 5-minute walk from where I used to live, but it's into a 2-bed flat, which is a lot calmer than living with 5 other people. I've been away more than I've been there since we moved in. So I've got a month off in December, so I'm gonna see how the writing situation works then. This is the last day of this wildlife tour today. I've got 2 weeks off to get some stuff sorted, and then I head out to mainland Europe for a headline tour with full band. It's something that I've done in Germany before. I've done a couple of full band tours over there because they've been bigger shows, and the size of the crowd is warranted to have a full band to kind of make an impact. I've done a couple of one-off full band shows over here, but it's not something that I really want to expand until maybe this time next year. I want to grow it solo until it gets to a point where people kind of want the full band thing, rather than, because I'm still just building over here at the moment. I don't want to give everything straight away, when you can really connect with people when you're solo, and that's where you make the relationship with the fans. Then when you build it, they're like, oh cool, full band, and it's more rocking, and then you can have the best songs in the world, but if people don't connect with you and what you're doing on stage, then it's just songs. Whereas I think the music that I like personally, and like bands that I like to watch live, are the ones that make a connection with the fans in between the songs, and you can tell that it's, you can tell it really means something to them. Because you go and watch some bands and it's like not a word in between, it just looks like they're going through the motions. But if you can feel like you've got something, you've got that kind of connection, and I think that really goes a long way. Yeah, I've been overwhelmed by the positivity of the reviews that have been coming out. Obviously I've been sitting on it for quite a while. I've had it for a year, so you always think, oh, I'm really happy with this, and the people around you that you're working with are like, oh, we're really pleased with this and we think it's going to go well, but you never quite know until it gets out there into the ether and in the big wide world. And then the reviews started coming back in, and I couldn't be happier really, and the response from fans has been great too, so it seems to be doing what it should be doing. But it's not really one of those albums where we're like, we got to get top 20 album like first week or whatever. It's going to be one of those albums that grows over the next year and spreads through word of mouth. It's been cool actually touring with this Wildlife guys for the last couple of weeks, because they were on Warped Tour, but I didn't know them too well. They're kind of people that I'd met a couple of times and said hi to, but when we got in the van, we immediately started talking about things that happen on Warped and little kind of nuances about it and whatnot, and there's no one else that I've spoken to since I got back that understands in the way that they do, so it's nice to deconstruct it in a way. So I'm going to be doing a co-headline tour in January with Front Porch Step, who's a guy that was on my bus on Warped Tour, and Alison Weiss as well. She was on my bus too, but she was only on a couple of weeks of the tour. And one night we're hanging out and we're like, we should do this tour, like the three of us in the UK. And you say things like that to people all the time. You're like, yeah, we should do that. And so I got home and saw my booking agent the week after I got back. I was like, I'd love to do a tour with Front Porch Step and with Alison Weiss. He was like, cool, let's see if we can make that happen. And then like 2 months later it's announced.